Let's bring in now political strategist Yaron Finkelstein, who served as the chief advisor to Scott Morrison during his prime ministership. So you've seen a few things, Yaron. It is quite a spectacle there once again today. You've written a piece, done a podcast in The Australian today about how Trump won over the American people, the new deal that he's doing with them. And there is a really different feeling this time around ahead of his inauguration, isn't there?
There certainly is, and I'm still struggling. I just watched Donald Trump dance with the village people, so I don't know how we can top that.
But we're a bit rusty, I've got to say, Yaron. I feel like they, not all the original members, I must say, but yeah, it seems I hadn't done a live performance in a little while.
Well, they probably have a big career ahead of them again, just like Donald Trump. And it's one of the things I did pick up in a lot of the research that I was doing in the States. And I spoke to scores of American voters about, I was trying to uncover what it would be that drives their decision. I was trying to understand the what drove their voting behaviour. And they really just said they wanted the next 4 years to be just a little bit better than what it's been. That's not a very ambitious political objective. So he doesn't have to meet a lot of expectations, but they are hoping that he's effective on inflation. They're hoping that he's strong, and that came through time and time again. They just want a strong leader who's decisive. So I think he'll deliver on that. But he doesn't have a lot of time. That's something that Annalise was referring to. He's out there, and he's trying to signal to voters that they made the right choice, and he's going to get things done, and he's doing it pretty quickly.
Not that Donald Trump needed a confidence boost, but it seems like he's got a lot more confidence this time around, and he's doing it without the kind of animosity on the fringes. I mean, for example, he just indicated there that he's going to LA at the end of this week. I mean, he should. Absolutely. Any president would, given what's happened there and the devastating fires, but to go into such a hardcore democratic state just within a week after his inauguration, I think it says a lot about what this time around will be like.
I think you're right. And also, he has done the job before. That's an extraordinary advantage that he has. But the other thing, Laura, is that he does like to surprise people. The one thing you can bet on with Donald Trump is that he'll surprise you. It's part of his style. It's his character. It's how he negotiates. And so in many ways, he's probably doing what people weren't expecting. And we should expect to get more of that.
And part of that is entertainment, right? He likes to entertain and keep people guessing. I mentioned, he had so many, he seemed to fall out with everyone that he appointed. He had multiple chiefs of staff, he changed cabinet secretaries, a lot during his first term. I think everyone's waiting for the fallout with Elon Musk, but what do you think? Do you think this time it might be different? Two big personalities.
History is a good definer of the future. But the one thing that I noticed with the voters that we talked through in the lead up to the election was they factored that in. They know that he's a little bit crazy brave, and they knew all of those faults. And yet, in spite of that, they still said, I'm going to give him a go because I just think he's going to do things that'll make life a bit better. So it might happen, but voters won't be surprised. They're expecting it to be a little bit crazy.
Yes, they are. Strap in, Yaron. We'll see you soon. Lovely to speak to you live from New York. Absolutely. They do it a little bit differently in the United States. We've got an election, of course, this year, but we don't get the entertainment and the celebrity like they do in the US. It is tomorrow, of course. Sky News at bright and early is where you need to be. Our coverage and analysis of that inauguration. It starts live from 3:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time.